All right, so I have a font here that I'm working on in RoboFont and in UFO files. It's called Recursive. It has monospace and proportional versions. The proportional version is actually a semi-proportional where around half of the characters are copied from the monospace, and then half of them are adjusted to be a more natural width. So, for instance, this diagram shows that the R, S, T are all different widths, but things like the U and V are exactly the same as from over here. And so to make this process efficient, to copy glyphs from mono to sans, the basic way that you could do this is that you open up two UFOs in RoboFont and select your glyphs and then copy those and paste them into the exact right UFO. And that's okay, but it's pretty slow. So I wanted to find a better way to do this, especially now that we're iterating more. So let's see. I've got this script here, this UFO here. So lots of glyphs. I want to copy the dotted 0 from the monospace masters over to the sans masters. So I'm going to hold shift. I can select several glyphs and then option command C so I can copy their names. And now I'll open up this scripts here. Where is it? Glyph copier. And then copy selected glyphs to selected fonts is this script. So it gives me a little UI here. I can paste in these names that I just copied, 0 dotted, 0 superior dotted, 0 inferior dotted. I do want to overwrite 600 width glyphs in the sans. And I don't need to bother with this, but this option would allow me to also overwrite glyphs if they're not 600 width. So an instance where I might do that is like, let's say I knew that the sans masters changed these like superiors and inferiors to have less than 600 units of width, but then like the monospace ones were improved a lot drawing wise. Maybe I would want to overwrite the edited ones in the sans, even though they are edited. So I'll click mono to sans here, and then I get this prompt for files. Now this says select UFOs to copy glyphs between. So this is a bit of a weird script. It allows me to copy 2 at a time, say, and then it automatically detects, because I clicked mono to sans, that I want to go from the mono master to the sans master. Or actually, I can also just select all of these masters at the same time, and then it looks at it and says like, oh, it's going from mono to sans, and I'm going to pair up these things based on style names so that linear C goes to linear C, casual C goes to casual C slanted goes to casual C slanted down here. So I'm going to click open, and there is a bit of a delay because it's got to open 24 fonts, and then it like looks at the points of the glyphs I'm trying to copy, and then checks on like whether the glyphs in the destination font are 600 units, and whether that is set to override or not. By the way, if I did not select to override 600 unit glyphs, anything that was already in the destination font as a glyph name would still get copied from the mono, but it would get affixed with a .copy suffix so that it was clear what glyphs were copies. I guess another way that it's clear what glyphs are copies is that it gives them a bright orange marking, and it can you can change the color of marking if you want. Because it opens these files with the user interface, that actually slows down the script by quite a bit. But here it is. So I'll search for dotted again. Cool, and we're in the sans right now. The dotted is in there. Let's see. Yeah, cool. So it looks like the dotted is in all of these masters, which is pretty nice. And I didn't have to do like any fussing about with moving between like this and that master. It was all pretty automated. So that is my Glyph copier script. Hopefully it's useful to another project, but if it's not, oh well, it saves us time in our own project and might be repurposable for the future. Thanks a lot.